This is my Sentro 22 circular knitting machine, and it grinds and it pops like this all the time. And I've had two of them and they both have done the same thing. Do you hear this? Do you know what I'm not hearing? I'm not hearing my Sentro 22 needle pop, grind its gears, or skip its gears and just flat out not work. So my last video I did was how I had to start casting on and cranking my rows backwards to get my machine to work. If I tried to crank forward, it just would not work at all. I took some of your guys' advice. You commented saying that Grumpy Head's Design made a replacement handle kit. So I purchased one with my own money. I am not affiliated with them at all, but I have to say that it works fabulously. So I'll show you how to install it on your machine. They also have a whole bunch of other things for Sentros and Addies as well. So mine is the Sentro 22 needle circular knitting machine. They say this kit also works on the Jam Penguin and Rabbit. So this is the handle. I got the partial kit. It doesn't come with the extra lever. I'm going to reuse the little pink ball. It has two shims. It has what I believe is some silicone for the gear. And then this Allen wrench, which I didn't use, but it works on the handle if you need it. So to take apart the machine, we have to remove these 4 screws that are on the back side of it. So you need a long, small, thin Phillips head screwdriver to do this. And it just takes a moment to remove these screws. The one thing that I didn't film is at the bottom where the seam is, where the two sides come together on this machine, are little black felt pads. I cut them with a razor blade so they didn't tear. I forgot to film that. Once you have that apart, then there's these 2 screws on this cap that holds down your lever. So you just take your same Phillips screwdriver and remove those, and then your handle will just come out. And so here's what the old gear looks like. I was surprised at the condition of it for how awful this thing sounded when I went to try to use it. But you can see the new one from Grumpy Head's Design. It's beefier and it's thicker and it's slightly bigger as well. So I think that's the main reason why it's going to work better. So I have to remove the little ball handle and put it on the new one because I got the partial kit. So that guy's on there now. And then I take the silicone with the Q-tip and I spread it around my gear and then I install it. And you just hold up the little round piece that's right there and make sure it just fits down into the grooves. The gear fits into the teeth grooves like so for it to be installed. Super easy and simple. Next, we're going to put on the pink cap again with our screws. It only goes on one way, so if you try to put it on backwards, the screws won't line up. So that makes it really nice. And you just want to hand tighten them down. You don't want to tighten them too tight so it doesn't crack the plastic. Next are these shims, which took me a moment to figure out how these go on, but you can see how it has that rounded shape. It's for where the top screws are. And so these are extra shims that I believe help stabilize the machine. There's no directions, but I'm going to put them on because it came with it. And so there's one for each side. And I put it on the back side first. And then we're going to fit in our needles again. And so here's how it looks like when you put it in with those shims. And then you just want to make sure it's completely snapped into place on the back side. And then we're going to put the front side back on. And then those shims again will slide on to the front piece as well. So you just got to take a minute so you don't break anything. And then once you have them in place, then you just want to push it together so there's no gap in the seam again. Before I put back on the screws, I just did a little test run to make sure everything was working. And then I reinstalled the screws, all 4 of them. Again, just hand tighten them. Do not over tighten so you don't strip the screws or bust your plastic or anything like that. And now for the final reveal, let's crank out some rows. I'm going to cast on with some yarn that I have, and you will see how wonderful it is. There is no skipping, no popping, no horrible grinding. It works really well. So definitely recommend if you're having issues with your machine, this could be the fix. I am super excited to do some more tutorials for you guys using the 22 Sentro knitting machine now that I'm not having those issues. If you do have the issues of it popping or grinding and you don't want to purchase this handle set yet, go see the video that I linked below. on how to cast on and crank your rose backwards, that was the fix I used for a long time, and it did work. It would still pop and grind a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as trying to crank forward. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Please like and follow for more, and happy crafting.